Welcome live to the Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. I am your host, Devin Poslusny, along with Dave Poslusny. Sorry, it was off. So, August 3rd, well, we're recording it August 4th, but we'll act like it's the 3rd. Pocono race ended a little while ago. The IndyCar race ended a little while ago. Everything just came together. So let's get right into things here. Show lineup. First of all, I'd like to say thank you. We are now using a different camera on the TV, which I'm not sure how it's going to come out because, as you can see, we're a wide shot, which I'm going to have to edit and zoom in on.
So you can't zoom that now?
No, I haven't figured out how to yet. I don't think I can, but anyways.
Probably in instructions.
Probably, or it may not even, because it's set for just one shot. But the secondary camera that we usually have is dead. I thought it was charged last night, but it apparently didn't hold the charge overnight.
Is that a little guy you normally have out there?
Yeah,
okay.
So it's actually right there. So we're trying a GoPro today. If it doesn't come out well, I apologize, but we'll fix that and get that one going again. But anyways, show lineup here. We have a really quick show, actually. We talk about Motorsports in 60, then IndyCar, NASCAR is before the break this week. Then we'll go to the Points Championship and the final lap. We're also going to bring up something after the final lap about a possible show lineup change again. Anyways, Motorsports in 60 here. Thank you, I need that. 60 seconds is on the board, starting hopefully in a minute or so. Come on. 60 seconds, waiting. Two topics.
Go ahead.
We're talking about the trucks and the Nationwide Series. Trucks were at Pocono Saturday, and the Nationwide was at Iowa Saturday night. There we go. I don't know why it's not coming up. There we go. Okay. So, like I said, two topics. Pocono Mountains, 150. We'll connect that to the TV from now on.
My point is we can put it right in front of us. Oh, no, because you need it up there. Okay, yeah. Keep going.
Ryan Blaney finished fifth. Clint Boyer subbed in for John West-Talley because he hurt a pop in his shoulder in a qualifying accident. Clint Boyer finished fourth. Joey Coulter finished third. Johnny Sauter finished second. And Austin Dillon ended the Toyota reign and won Chevy's first race of the year and won at Pocono. NASCAR Nationwide Series raced at Iowa, the U.S. Cellular 250. Here's your top five. Finishing fifth, your Indianapolis winner, Ty Dillon. Sam Hornish Jr. finished fourth. Trevor Bayne finished third. Michael McDowell finished second. And Brad Keselowski won the race. Now with 8 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Now moving on to IndyCar. The Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Here's your top five. Finishing fifth, Graham Rahal. Carlos Munoz finished fourth. James Hinchcliffe finished third. Sebastian Bourdais finished second. And Scott Dixon won the race. Moving right along here to NASCAR now. We'll give you your top five, and then we'll go back to camera one and do the notes. Greg Biffle finished fifth in the GoBowling.com 400. Clint Boyer finished fourth. Joey Logano finished third. Kevin Harvick finished second. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. has swept Pocono.
Three times this season,
Yeah, swept Pocono and won his third race of the year. So now back over to camera one. Editing note for me.
I just get curiosity. This is the best season he's had in his career, correct?
I think.
And it ain't over yet.
I think it is in his career. It might not be.
NASCAR Illustrated actually called him to be the champion this year in the beginning, before we knew any of this.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
So now to your notes. I didn't catch any of the Cup Series race, or the truck race actually. The truck race I was out with my mom and my uncle in New York, and the Cup race I was traveling home. All I know is Junior won, Johnson hit the wall, Danica had issues, Talladega wreck came to Pocono.
Yeah, that was a big wreck.
And you texted me right away, holy cow, there's a big wreck! I'm like, wait, what? And you're like, did you get to a TV? I'm like, I'm in the middle of the sound. How can I?
You do realize that you could use Mom's smartphone and go on my DVR.
I was working on it, and my mom's like, I don't want to use my data. I'm like, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, it does. Streaming of video does take a lot of data, so it is kind of a little bit of a tough one. Although I've never gone over 50%, as he can verify.
Yeah.
They sent me a warning that I was at 50% the day before it reset. I'm like, that was a waste of a text. Why would you tell me that now?
But anyways, we got off the ferry and we went to McDonald's to get dinner. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And she's like, my mom's like, okay. And I go in and I get right on my iPod, looking at YouTube. I'm like, okay, wreck. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was a mess.
And it was funny how we got home and I said to my dad, I'm like, you have to see this wreck. And I brought it up. He's like, where did Denny get involved? I'm like, he's the one who started it.
Started it and drove away.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, is he done? I'm like, I think he nosed it into the wall. And he's like, oh, so they go to the aerial, and my dad goes, oh, he saved it, and he continued. I'm like,
twice.
Dang
that
it.
was the second time he saved it.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even...
he had a Keselowski incident. I call it that because the Keselowski right at the beginning of the race. I'm sure everybody caught that. That was an amazing save. I definitely thought that was a wreck. I thought that was going to be a bunch of cars piling up, but nope. And then I'd say about 50 or so laps later, same thing happened to Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
Saved it. Then again, saves it, but unfortunately everybody behind him just went, oh, boom. I mean, just, wow, what a mess.
Well, it was funny because my dad's like, yes, I made it through. I'm like, well, good for you. My guy's on the hood of another guy. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
oh, you were the one on the...
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like, see the car right there? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, that's Stewart on top of Paul Menard. So, big wreck there. Jimmy Johnson, did he have tire issues? Is that what happened to him? Why? Twice, okay.
Twice. Tire went down first time where he was able to pit without making a mess of it. But then I believe the second time, tire went down and caught him by surprise and he wound up on the wall.
Well, it sounds like NHMS.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if all of you know this. I don't even know if you know this. Jimmy Johnson's NHMS issue was because somebody put the lefts on the rights and the rights on the left.
Yeah, no, that's been news.
Okay, well, I just found that out.
Hey, oops. The big question, though, is who did it? Was it one of his own team people, or was it Goodyear putting the wrong tire on the wrong wheel? Because then that would give them something to complain about.
Well, does it matter? I thought
Sorry,
it was
I had to find a clean word for that.
I thought it was the same rim, just they went, okay, these are lefts, these are rights. It's the same rim, but different.
I don't know. I know that that's changed. They've changed that several times. For a while, the outside rim, or the right wheel, was wider than the inside wheel. I'm not sure if they're all the same now. They could be. Or they could be real close, but one's wider than the other. I don't really know, because that to me seems like one of those things that they tweak on an almost seasonal basis. They come up with the new rulings and whatnot.
With the new car and stuff like that. Well,
but I also heard from the week before, you didn't understand what happened with Denny Hamlin with the penalties.
I did hear about it, and it made a little sense.
Well, what I understood out of it, and cameraman, tell me if I'm off on this one, NASCAR got so mad, the reason they went to a level 5, which is only 6, and 6 is basically like, more or less, you're pretty much not going to race the rest of the season kind of thing.
Yeah.
The NASCAR was especially upset because what they did is they removed panels from the inside of the car to prevent fire from getting to the driver. But in doing so, by removing them, it lightens the car,
it let more
and
air
also
in.
lets the air more through the what do they call it? I should know this.
Cockpit.
No, well, yeah, through the cockpit, but no, through the not A-arms, A-beams, I-beams. I cannot remember the name, but there's a name for the beam that comes down.
Oh.
Behind the driver.
A-post. A-post.
Is that it? Well, that's supposed to be sealed. And by opening it, you not only lighten the car, you also allow the air to flow freer through it. So it gives you an advantage. And bottom line is, if you actually looked into what they talked about on, it was one of the shows, not pre-race. They actually talked about it, where they went in and they showed you exactly what they had done.
Yeah.
What do they call that thing? I'm talking about this right here.
That's a C-post.
Okay. Well, inside of the C-post,
He touched the tire.
it put the driver at risk, and that upset NASCAR in a big way, and that's why they got hit so hard with level 5, which was quite hard. What was this? 7-week suspension?
6.
6-week suspension, but that's crew chief and car chief.
Yeah.
75 points, both owners and driver.
Plus 50. I thought.
I heard $125,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's pretty hard. That's a hefty hit. Fortunately for Hamlin, he's won a race, so it's probably not going to mess up his chances for the chase. If he had not won a race, it pretty much would have ended his chances for the race.
Well, you gotta remember also this: if they go more than 16, which is probably not going to happen, but if they go more than 16, that's really going to hurt.
Yeah. Well,
Because
Harvick is the first single race winner to lock up the chase.
Okay.
He's the first single race winner to actually lock it up, but that's because he finished second. And the points that he now has enough points that he's locked in.
It's getting to the point where I just want NASCAR to send me a
It's
list and
confusing.
say, listen, this is it. Here you go. When it comes to Richmond, this is it.
They'd
There you go.
have They'd have to fax you a list weekly.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm not even going to. That's why when it comes chase time, guys, I make a special chase list then. Because if I were to do it now, I'd be like spending hours going, okay, if he goes what?
Well, even our chase thing, you got a little confusing there for the end. Well, not for the end, but for when we go into the chase.
Well,
Because I'm climbing the board pretty quickly, and well, until this week I got knocked down a bit, I guess.
well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But you truck race, you DVR'd the race. When watching, it stopped at 3 laps to go.
Yeah, truck race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yep.
You gotta love it when that happens. You watch the whole race on the DVR, the whole race. Go to a green white checkered. I'm not going for Austin Dillon, nothing personal, but I tend to go for the drivers that are actually in the series, and Austin Dillon is not in the series. He's a Sprint Cup driver now, and that is that. Just like as the note we didn't talk about, Brad Keselowski wins the nationwide race. Wow, didn't see that coming. It's the same thing. So I'm rooting against him, and I'm all excited. Green, white, check it, green, white, green, and that's it. Off. I'm going. What? What happened? I guess like I said earlier, I guess what happened because it automatically records an extra hour.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they went over by like an hour and 1 minute or whatever, or a few minutes, because obviously you're not going to get 3 laps in 1 minute. And it just dropped on me. So I had to go to alternative sources like Devin uses every week
Wow.
to find out what happened.
Well, anyway.
Well, you definitely appear to never be in the right place at the right time to actually watch a race
I know, right?
on time.
It's like I'm sitting in my grandmother's living room watching the pre-race show, and I'm like, sweet. My uncle's not here yet. My mom's taking care of the baby. I might be able to watch some of this. All of a sudden, my uncle's there. My mom's like, let's go. And we go to a fair. I'm like sitting there going, okay, internet. Oh, there's no internet here. How can I get, dang it. And then I get home and the nationwide race is starting. I'm like, oh, we thought we had to catch this race. Yeah. Anyways, but I caught in YouTube, it was the 19 truck and the other truck, I can't remember his name. They had the 19 truck got parked for the rest of the race. You don't remember this, do you?
This is
The truck race.
the final.
No. It was in the race. At some point, they got into each other, and then the 19 truck retaliated, and NASCAR parked them.
Oh no, I didn't catch that.
All right, well, I'll have to show you that then, because I would show it to you guys, but YouTube would kill me. So, but apparently, I can bring up the video and not play it. Hold on. There was a incident between the 19 truck and another truck that caused them to get into each other. Like one truck slid up into the other, and they both got wrecked. And then later on in the race, the 19 truck retaliated. Hold on. Okay. But we'll wait for that to load up. But yeah, Austin Dillon finally. Well, I can't really say finally, but ends the Toyota truck reign for trucks.
Well, I'd say it takes a ringer to do that, but then again, so it's Kyle Busch, and he's part of the one that held that reign,
Yeah.
so that would be unfair to say.
Well, anyways, but yeah, and then Nationwide Series race, Keselowski wins. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski. And then Cup Series, Johnson early. I'm kind of rushing because my GoPro's saying it has 1 bar left on its battery. So
Well, now you're wasting time. Keep going.
yeah, that's why I'm going. Johnson has tire trouble early. Kyle Busch knocked out early. Mechanical failure. Sweep first lap save. Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
Thanks.
First lap save.
Yep. Hamlin also great save later in the race. I'll have to check that out after.
And later in the race, then loses it again to cause the big one.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't. Well, it was amazing how Hamlin saved it because he slid, went down the track, came back up, and you see tire smoke, like lock brake smoke,
Yep.
and then lets off, and then go, and then go, and then he's like, and he just keeps going. Like he played that so well. Like most drivers, if they're spinning out, they're just like.
He did, but the guys behind him didn't.
Well, the guys behind him didn't get the memo, but I'm really, and Hamlin, Denny, if you're watching this, I don't think you are, but if you are, very good job on your save, because that was not something that I could easily do. Like, I couldn't get in a Cup car and go, let's spin this car out and save it. Because
All 3 of us would have wrecked.
well, yeah, and I'm not, he's experienced. He knows when to slam that brake, let go, hit the throttle, let go, and then turn the wheel this way and that way,
Well,
and
both-
downshift, and
He and Keselowski had incredible saves.
yeah, both of them did.
Yeah,
Messi,
Keselowski's was almost as impressive as the Kyle Busch save when he had that long side slide and still
Yeah.
managed to not hit the wall
yeah. Hold on.
and then win the race.
But Messi race start on lap 117, driving like it was green white checker. Well, it makes sense. 13 car replay.
Well, what I was pointing out is that it didn't make sense because there was still a long way to go. It was 160 laps.
Yeah,
And they restarted at 117, and it was like they were all, it was like green, white, checker. Like
Yeah.
they were all looking for the lead right then and there, and the race was about to end, and then, well, then obviously Hamlin got wiggly, and
the truck race. By the way, it was Reddick and Quiroga tangled at the track. They got into each other, and I'll show you the video after. But there's the drivers. 13 car in-car replays were incredible.
yeah, they were.
Long cleanup. They didn't restart till lap 1. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and well, you have to think about it. Pocono's a huge track too, so to go that many laps,
10
170,
laps
or 10 full laps to clean up
Under
the track.
caution.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
It was quite a while. I mean, I could have made a sandwich, ate it,
Went fishing.
yeah, casted a few lines, caught a couple bass, came back, and just caught the restart.
Congratulations to Dale Jr. Third win this season. Having a great year.
Yes, he is.
So that's going to bring us to our first commercial break. On the other side of this break, we're going to have your points championship, final lap, and we're going to talk about some quick things. 1, an advancement to the live event season coverage. 2, and 2, show lineup change possibly. So we'll be right back. Welcome back live here to Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. For those of you who are just joining us again, we don't have the virtual race because we removed that from the show lineup. If you're interested, I don't think you are. We could do that.
I'm all set, but what made you decide to remove it?
Time purposes. It
Told
was
you.
well, in that, and also it was kind of people would come back and be like, "Oh, he's playing video games." Also, me wrecking. Yeah, that's great coverage. Anyways, we'll get to the Watkins Glen. I'll record the Watkins Glen race. Hopefully, soon enough, you'll be back on there. We did the All-Star or the Coke 600 together. Didn't end well. You were up on your roof, and I slammed into you upside down.
Oh, you were talking about the actual video. Okay, gotcha.
Oh no, the video games. And this week you
I
won't
was
be.
like, when was I up on the roof?
This week you won't be able to do the Watkins Glen, which is probably the best because you can't seem to handle left turns and throw in right and left turns. That would not end well.
I can't handle left turns.
Hey, at least I
Coming out of you?
At least I can make it around the track. I know when to let off. You're just like, oh shoot. Anyways, I'll get to the Watkins Glen review. Moving on to the points championship here, Pocono. To save us time, I'll just say the winners. Kristen had Kyle Busch for the win. Trooper had Kevin Harvick for the win. I had Jimmy Johnson for the win. Joe had Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the win. Yeah, rigged. Dave had Greg Biffle for the win, and Art had Tony Stewart for the win.
I came so close, though.
Where did Biffle finish, anyway?
Actually, between me and... actually, Trooper came even closer than I did, now I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
But Kristen, out. You were out. He was out.
Yeah. Anyways, looking at the results here, Kristen 0, Trooper 0. Which makes, for people that don't understand it, won't understand why Trooper got 0.
It's okay, I don't understand it.
But won't understand why we got 0, but it's its own system. I got second place equaling 8 points. Joe, he's one to take when you go to Vegas because apparently he can really cha-ching when he wins. Joe got third place equaling 6 points and the win, number 1, equaling 10 points. Plus, his winner was the actual winner, meaning he got an extra 5 points. Equaling...
Wait. You said he got third place?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Harvick finished second.
Out of everybody here, his was the highest.
Oh, okay. So he told you I don't understand.
And we go over it every week. Anyway, Joe he has 21 points, which technically actually makes him the highest points holder for the season without
single race.
Single race without any special added on because
yeah, because you didn't pick the winner.
Yeah, well.
Oh wait, no, he did pick the winner.
Well.
So it's a special add on, is it not?
No. Well, special. No. A special team meaning the All-Star race when you double your points.
Okay.
When like that is the +5 is in the rule book for every week. Even the specialty races are the Sprint Unlimited, the Champion.
You get a copy of this rule book?
Sure, I sent it to you multiple times. 21 points. Dave got 4th place, right? Yes. Sorry, I was looking at me. 4th place equaling 4 points, and Art got 5th place equaling 2 points. Rookie of the Year challenge before we move on to the standings. Joe got 4, Art got 3, Trooper got 2, and Kristen got 1. So, looking here, I forgot to update the Rookie of the Year challenge points. That's easy though. Give me a second.
I thought you said he was only ahead by 2. It was like 8 to 9. Oh, 6.
Looking at the standings, Art is still your leader, but Joe is in second, only 6 points back. He's now has 5 wins, and Art and Joe are both tied for 5 wins. Dave is in third, 18 points back. I am in fourth, 33 points back. Trooper's in fifth, 55 points back, and Kristen is in sixth, 77 points back. Looking at the Rookie of the Year challenge, hold on. We add 4. We add 3, which would be 2. I think it was 2 and then 1.
Wow, you figured out how to add without a calculator?
On simple numbers, I'm able to. Chase standings, blah, 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 blah. We go down to Pocono.
So we have only 4 left?
Yep. What the heck? So we have the Glen, Michigan, Bristol, Atlanta, Richmond, and then we go to the final 10 race run.
There's 5 left until the chase.
Yeah. So
still gives me plenty of time.
Get your wins in. Get your wins in. And if I go through here, even with the specialty races, oh yeah, because we didn't make our picks. Oh no, that was a specialty race. So one specialty race outdid Joe's number, but that was the All-Star race. because with the sprint unlimited, if you remember, we all tied. Remember that?
No, it was at the beginning of the season. You're talking a long time ago.
Okay. Anyways, points championship here. Final lap here. IndyCar is off till August 17th. Formula One is still off on their summer vacation, August 24th. Rallycross is off until August 23rd. To the United Sports Car Championship is Sunday, 6:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. They are at, hold on. Truck Series is off till August 16th. Nationwide Series, Saturday, 2:15 on ABC. They're at, Watkins Glen. The Cup Series is Sunday, 1 p.m. at Watkins Glen, and the 2D United Sports Car Championship is at Continental Tire. Road America. So in Wisconsin. So that brings us to. It's kind of weird watching this. It's delayed.
I would love to see them run the whole track though at Watkins Glen.
They can. They can, yeah.
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
hold on. Why can't they?
The lower loop would kill those big sedans. Go down that hill, you make a hard right upward. That little loop down on the bottom of the shoe.
It's flat.
Tough. That's all I got to say.
It's not flat.
Hey, the Vipers do it. The Corvettes do it.
Those are heavy spring-loaded sports cars. The heavy, they don't come anywhere near the weight of a what do you
I
call
don't know
it?
if I agree with you on that, but okay.
The boot is flat.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Hold on.
it ain't. I've been
Right
on
there,
it.
dude.
No,
Look at
okay,
the incline.
but he goes
I
like.
used to walk it.
Hold
It
on,
ain't flat.
hold on. He goes down and then like this in the corner. The corner itself is flat.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it is not. We used to ride our bicycles in it, Devin. You could see it in
Yeah,
the
I
elevation.
get that, but
look
look.
at the elevation right there.
Yeah, but look at that. That's basically not.
Trust me, that is optical illusion if anything, because it is not. We used to
It
come
is
down on our
not
bicycles
flat.
and do like
That is a
80 miles an
route.
hour and pray for the curve that we made it through it on the bicycles. Trust me, I've been there, done that, grew up there. Definitely not flat. You see the grade right there.
There, see the
See the
grade?
grade?
Yeah, you go up, but I don't know. Whatever.
What I'm saying, you go that
Trust me,
loop
it's not flat.
and then back up. The weight of those cars, they
Yeah,
have
you-
to completely
when
respring
you
the
come
car.
down that hill, or as I show here, when you come down that hill,
Hold on. Here you go. There's the track.
okay, go back to the elevation thing. Thank you. When you come down that hill, you're coming down a rat rate of speed. Now you not only are coming down, gravity's against you all the way above, you're going to hit that curve, not only with the forces of the G's going that way, but the forces down as you go into it and go back up.
Tremendous.
There would be a lot of G forces, but I don't know if I agree with him in reference to whether or not they can do it. I think they can do it. Tony Stewart thinks they can do it.
They've driven a stock car on there with full speed. Stewart's raced on that boot. When Lewis Hamilton and him swapped rides.
That's actually a good point. When they
They've
did that Formula One NASCAR swap,
Yeah,
they used
but
the
they
whole
weren't.
track.
Neither one of those men were at full speed.
Actually, that's
Well,
not
they don't
true.
have to be at full speed. That would make it more challenging. That's why I'm saying I'd like to see them use the boot. Or the duck's head, as I like to call it, because it looks like an upside down duck to me.
That's actually not true. Stewart was almost at full speed. He came down that hill full throttle. Granted, he locked him up going into that corner, but
Right.
he was still under good power.
Right, and me personally, so what? Okay, so they have to downshift. So they got a downshift, Pocono, they shift. So they got a down, well, what am I talking about? Watkins Glen, they shift too. Any of the road
they
courses,
shift.
they got to shift.
They got to shift.
So if you got to bring it all the way down and beat the brakes up, well, that's up to the guys who
That's-
build these cars to get it
Yeah,
right
but that's
for
what
that
I'm
track.
saying. What I'm saying there is the fact that yes, they can do it. The cars won't make it. They won't last because of the extra weight of the vehicles.
And there
That's
is
a
nothing
lot
they
of
can do.
iron in those things.
Hmm.
As compared to a sports car, as compared to a Formula One vehicle, they are tremendously heavy.
I don't know, you're comparing it to a Viper who is based on a factory frame. Now that's a lot of iron. The NASCAR,
And it's
the Cup car is a tube chassis. It's all tube. There's no frame there. It's a tubular frame, or tubular chassis as they call it. I can't see the Viper being lighter.
My understanding, what do you call it, that they are the heaviest cars that are being raced.
You'd have to look it up.
I could if you want me to, but I'm not gonna.
I'm not saying
No,
that.
not right now.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
GoPro died.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah. Well, luckily we're not using that anyway. Anyway, two things here real quick before we go. Live event season's coverage has advanced even more. Ooh, I don't know. You're not gonna.
Oh, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Whatever. So last time we covered the Legends cars, we added an element to both of them, both road course and oval. We had a GoPro camera on the pit wall, on the outside wall for the mini oval, and the inside wall for the road course. And it was great because the mini oval, they went flying by right here, and it was like, pew, pew, pew. It was really cool. And then at the end of the road course, Sean Buffington dove down to the wall and flew by. It was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it added an element because it wasn't just me going, okay, one camera, here we go. It gave the multi-view. Well, my grandmother, if you're watching this in New York, she had Best Buy review credits and said that they expire next weekend. So, we now have a second GoPro camera, which is actually the one that you've been seeing the TV from. Plus a claw mount, like it's a, and another suction cup mount. So
shout out with a thank you on that one.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I'll tell you more about that after, like prices and stuff. I just don't want to put that out there right now. But we went down to the track today, and I talked to Ryan about the second GoPro, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. You can throw that on there as long as it's. And he said you're still responsible for it if it falls or anything and it gets caught into one of the Legends cars or
it
causes
not their problem, it's yours.
Yeah, if it causes a caution, it's the same rules as the first one. I'm like, okay. And he goes, it's just double the risk. I'm like, okay. If I make sure it's mounted correctly, I should be fine. So I went to the track and I went to the NASCAR turn 1 and 2, or the back straightaway, the mini oval. Now I looked at the fence and I'm like, okay, how can I mount this? Well, you know how the poles, they have little plates on them to secure the fence? Well, one of the plates, it stuck it probably about that far out, and it had bolts in it, but there was a smooth area. And I leaned down on it like this, and it was really sturdy, didn't move at all, nothing was loose or anything, and I clamped it there, and I was able to angle the camera so it's low, almost on, not really on top of the safer barrier, but you'll be above it, and you'll get the back straightaway.
Just remember, though, that as they go by, just the concussion alone is going to shake them out. So you want to make sure. My advice to you would be use the mount and maybe use an extra bungee or something as a secondary,
Maybe a piece of string.
like a tether, like what they use in the hoods and stuff.
Yeah.
Something like that. So if one of the cars gets close enough that the shock takes it down, it just hangs instead of falling into the track. Because if it falls into the track, chances of your camera getting destroyed are pretty strong, and chances of you ruining somebody's race.
Well, it's over the safer barrier, so if it did fall, it would go into the little boxes.
Gotcha.
But anyway, but I agree with you. So maybe I'll take a piece of string, tie it around, and this way, if it falls, it'll just hang.
Some kind of something to tether it just so that because if it also falls down in there, you're not gonna be able to reach it. You're gonna have to get some kind of grabber or something to reach down in there.
I also need a safety official because I can't just climb the fence and go, "Excuse me," and pick it out.
Well, you could, but it'd be a bad idea.
Wanted. No, not allowed. Anyways, so I tested that and it seemed pretty sturdy. I'm gonna use the string idea like you just said. Then the other thing is we're gonna use it, as you guys know, when we cover road course races, we can see the entire track except for one area, and it's the bowl. And I told you about this, and you're like, I don't know your terminology, whatever. But behind the billboards in turn 1 and 2, the road course dips down there, and that's called the bowl because it's banked and it looks like a bowl, basically.
Okay, I can go for that. Yeah.
So we're going to take that GoPro camera, and on top of the safety fencing, or the fence between the stands that are over there on the track, there's like, you know how on the edge of a chain link fence they have like a metal strip to attach it to the pole? Well, I was able to clamp the thing on there, and it was able to hang over the fence to get the view. Now, once again, string. I'll probably tie it off to the fence below it, just way if
you always want a backup of some sort.
Yeah. This way, if it does fall, it'll just hang there. But we'll have the view now for the legends of the front straightaway start finish line and the bowl. Both going off during the, and then of course my camera with the whole track. So it's in.
Can we get on any of the cars?
Yes.
It'll be up to them, right?
Well, they've already approved it. Just I need to spend. I can't. I would need to be there for most of the day to get it onto here. Like I need to. It wouldn't just be all right. Yeah, email that to me. Thanks, because you can't really email a GoPro footage because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a situation of okay, USB. All right, copy. All right, now I got it. Thanks. You know what I mean? So it's really a
Well,
situation.
can you just take the camera home and do it from home? I'm
I could.
because there's a memory in the camera. No.
Yeah, but I'd rather not take the driver's cameras home because my luck.
I'm not saying, but they won't let you not like whatchamacallit?
Sean.
Huh?
Sean Buffington?
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Okay.
The young lady there,
Taylor.
Taylor Martin, has, I've seen her cars. There's only 4 or 5 different mounts on it.
Yeah.
She's not using them all.
No, she has 2 GoPros. One on the front, one on the back.
Right, but she has more than that mount-wise.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a camera in one of those mounts?
You probably could, but in all honesty, I'd rather use those cameras for the track, my cameras for the track, and then copy their footage.
Yeah, I
know
see
what I
what
mean?
you're saying. Yep.
Like, she's giving me permission that if it's up on Facebook or YouTube, I'm allowed to use it. Like, right now, if I were to go on here, I could easily bring up a couple videos that I've saved to this of her road course.
Mm-hmm.
And that, now granted...
So I see hers because she posts them.
Yeah, and granted, by the time she posts them up to YouTube, my race coverage is already up. So I can't say, oh, well, hold on. I'm deleting that one and I'm adding this race coverage to it. It would kind of be a situation of, after the road course race, post-race inspection's done, they're laying around and I go, okay, can I borrow your okay, and then get the footage this way when I'm editing, I have it right there. Anyways, I am working on driver, though, with the drivers. But that's the first thing. So we'll have 3 cameras now running at Legends events. I'm now going to try working toward other tracks, but that's going to be a little bit harder. Second thing is my aunt, the owner of the yoga house, suggested an idea to me this past weekend. She renewed upon her sponsorship, so we'll have her for another year.
Cool.
Instead of having a commercial period, putting the sponsors right here. Now, I can easily get foam board, blow up the sponsor, and put it on the front. But to save us money, I'm going to probably just simply digitally put it on. Works, right? You can easily just digitally put it on and stuff like that. So the point is that might be changing. We're all going to talk it out. I'm going to talk with some people who watch the show. Like if they go, I like the commercials, if I can go pee or something like that, I can.
Yeah, because it does give people a chance to walk away from it.
Yeah.
So that is a good point.
But we'll see what happens. It might also be that we have that on there plus a commercial.
But then again, when watching the show, I mean, you can still pause.
Yeah, and we're
So
not
you
like
have
Fox.
your options, yeah.
We're not like Fox. You can just go and pause it, walk away.
Well, if we were like Fox, then you can DVR it and still do the same thing.
Whatever. Point is we're gonna talk it over. We're gonna look at what we're gonna do. Just make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, we very rarely used our Instagram account because Instagram's basically just pictures and it's like no information.
I don't even know what Instagram is.
All right. Well.
I probably should because I take a billion pictures,
But point is follow us on Instagram if you wanna. And yeah, so we'll be talking it out with the show lineup and stuff like that. But other than that, that will do it for our show this week. Make sure to join us next weekend when we recap 2D United Sports Car Championship, Nationwide, and Cup Series racing. We actually are going to be in different locations next weekend because
Again?
I'm going to Florida
Okay.
for the week and a half.
And then 2 weeks later, actually a week after you get back, I go down.
Yeah, so, well, a week after that, I'll be back in studio. You'll just be on Google Hangouts. So,
Okay.
but either way, the headquarters of where we'll be is going to be in Florida. Because
We're not sure if it's going to be Google Hangouts yet or Skype. We're just going to see which is looking better at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Is the better way to do it.
And make sure that drawing's disabled. Anyways, but yeah, so
Taking
next
all the fun away.
next weekend, you and I, Cameron and I, will be in Florida. He'll be probably at his undisclosed Racing Hotspot mobile site.
You'll be in Florida?
No.
No.
The
Camera will be,
itself,
not me.
camera and I, audience and I.
Cameraman won't be.
Cameraman
Okay,
will
gotcha.
be at home lounging. Anyway.
Feet up, enjoying myself.
So join us next weekend for all that recap. Make sure to like us, like I said, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. Facebook's going to be booming in the next week because we're prepping for Racing Hotspot Week in Florida. Information, live events, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm rambling on. That will do it for our show. Until we see each other next week.
No, it's all set.
He's looking at flowers. Have a good night. Have a good night,
No,
everybody.
I'm looking at.
And I'll see you next weekend, and he will too. Goodbye, everybody.
All right.